I'm going to set up this highlight as with a little humility, the youngest of 8 kids. And so going to learn to be humble at times, but not all the time. It's kind of a nice blend of being humble and defensive and offensive and everything else when you're the youngest of 8. I didn't necessarily get beat up physically, but mentally teased to made to believe that I was a lot of different things that I wasn't. I grew stronger from it. So let's get into why I'm bringing that up in this highlight. I thought that, where was it? Where was it? In here? No, it was back in here. I thought if you were to see this thing on a, it was in here. If you were to see this area right in here on a longer time frame chart, now stay with me on this one. It looked like this, where we had opened up here, ran down, put in a swing low down here, walked up, and looked like they had, it was like another low that was right in here. And it looked like it was going to target and go after this low, which actually that came down closer to here. Looked like they were going to go after this low and this low. That's what it looked like on a higher time frame chart. So when you take a magnifying glass and look into it right in here, I had thought that, I think it was in here, I would say, that we transitioned from bullish to bearish inside this circle, and that we had a chance to run this thing down through what would have been a couple swing lows, including the day session low. So it's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to stay wrong. It's okay to change your mind. And because, well, here's the thing, and I mentioned this in the room and live. If you are bearish, let's say at this X for whatever reason, and then you are not bearish at this X, you mean to tell me there was nothing in between the two that could have got you to say you were wrong? Generally, there was, but as humans, we ignore that. We only want to see things that confirm our bias. And we sometimes and literally ignore, not like, I'm going to see that, but ignore it. Sometimes we don't even see it. That's how strong our confirmation bias is. We literally, it's hidden in plain sight. And it's really important to understand that as a trait that we all have so it doesn't happen to you. So that can't be. You have to be okay and comfortable in your own skin in order to have an open-mindedness to say I'm wrong, or in this case, you have to use the word wrong. And it's not that you're avoiding being wrong. It's just like that's part of the business. You don't have to say I wasn't wrong. I was early. You're not looking for excuses of being wrong. You're just like, it's a probability game. That's all. The probability is they had a good chance in this area to make new lows. They didn't. Now, there were some things that could have disqualified taking a short and getting stuck. And then there were some things that could have flipped you. Bearish to bullish. Didn't flip me bearish to bullish, but disqualified. Meaning I wanted to see a decent, like, breach of, I think it was after this second one came in. This second play a breakout there with a green laser. Laser went red and another blue triangle came in. So this area is kind of disqualifying. That this doesn't mean you got to get bullish right away or get long, but it was a disqualifying moment that you think it's going to head lower. And then if we fast forward this thing, it goes red. That could keep you out of a short trade because this is indicative of too many shorts competing with you. And then we pop. These are all the people that can't admit that they were wrong, and they're still short and bearish from in here, and they get pushed off the boat. And therefore, again, nothing was able to tell them between here and here that they were wrong. Then if we fast forward even a little bit more, it rallies even a little bit more. These people in here are more shorts that are puking because they're stubborn. It's okay to be bearish and to be short down in here. It's not okay where this is the first moment that said you were wrong. And there's the difference. If you're always using the word wrong, you're going to avoid admitting you're wrong, because we hate admitting we're wrong and we hate losing money. And those two things are combined in this business of trading. Two of the most powerful emotions, being right or wrong, making or losing money, are combined when we open and close positions, when we create and change opinions. So you have to trade yourself as much as you're trading price. And if you're objective, it makes it easier to change your mind, because you really then start saying, I'm not changing my mind really. And in fact, it's not my opinion, it's the market's opinion. I'm just trying to read it. So my opinion is not wrong. My opinion of the market's opinion was wrong. And if you diagram that out, that makes sense. What's the market's opinion as to what it wants to do or what it is doing, and what kind of chance it has to do this or that? Forget about what you think and start considering what the market's thinking, and you're just reading it. We're just reading it. And you have to be a branch that bends, because you're supposed to. And generally, people are branches that don't bend, they just break when they're wrong. So be okay with being wrong down here, but don't be okay if this was the first moment that said, I was wrong down here. Then it's not okay. And that's where bigger losers than you should have taken happen. That's when you're not allowing yourself to disqualify your opinion, so you could be wrong and not lose money because you disqualified your opinion by having tools that say not yet, not yet, not yet. And if you were bearish and you had tools that say not yet, not yet, yet, not yet, you weren't short. Therefore, you didn't have to attach a loser to a wrong opinion. And there were tools that we have. You don't want to be short and comfortable if this laser stays red, because that means you got too much company. That means you're out at a bar and your goal is to meet a girl, and there's all the guys in the bar with you. Too much competition. At least know that. So at the end of the night, you're not frustrated like what happened while you were in a bad location. All right, you're in a bad location. So just remember the two circles that overlap: the emotions of being right or wrong, and the emotions of making or losing money. And that's all right here. Very powerful emotions. And then you combine them and you really got yourself to very subjective times and stubbornness and all those negative emotions that come in that we try to rid ourselves from. So you don't have to be a psych major to understand this stuff, but you could dot I's and cross T's by stripping out the emotions and having someone like me and like others in our community. And that's the definition of what makes a good community good, is that like-minded people that are saying things in a way that allow you to get it, and not having to do any kind of Zen yoga breathing exercises to calm down. You want to calm down? Know what you're doing.